It's early May, and as you can see, I'm in the flower section of the allotment down at the bottom. These flowers looking really nice. The slow blossom is all over. I don't know if you can see there, but there's quite a lot of sloes on this bush. So sloe gin will be good this year, hopefully. I haven't managed to build a shelter for this bed, which is going to be a nursery bed, so I've left it covered, and that's doing all right. You'll see that the daffodils and all the tulips are finished, but the oregano, I've got 4 plants there. They're doing really well, so they'll be all right at the end of the season. We'll dry those out and then have herbs. And this bed here I've just dug over, and I put some dahlias in at home. I've got these cardboard boxes cut up with foil on to reflect the light, and then I put seeds in trays. So this one's down at the bottom, some dahlias to go in the bottom border. The other thing I've got there is in a jar of water is some mint. Trying to strike those. Hopefully in another couple of days there'll be some roots, and let them get a little bit larger, and they can plant those out and they can go in the bottom down with the oregano. The other thing I've put in here is 15 cells of lettuce. I normally then pot those up and then put those out, but I might actually just leave them at home this year, and as it's difficult to get up the allotment because of the restrictions, and then we'll just put those outside and then feed those. Then the other thing I do is, as you can see here, is I grow my beetroot in these little tiny pots, 6 at a go every 2 weeks. And then get a nice succession of beetroot. So when they come up, I'll just harden those off, and then they can go straight into the ground. So they'll go in there. So this is sort of like a flowery area of the allotment. So we'll go up to the main part. There's been one slight addition. As I said before, we have quite a lot of trouble with rabbits, and they were getting in again. So I put all the borders in, chicken wire, reinforced it, but I've also had to put in this netting here. It's about 3 or 4 foot high. So hopefully that'll keep the rabbits out. I can just about step over it. This bed here, as you know, is the broad beans. It's a mixed year. They're not doing very well. I don't know why. I think perhaps it's just too dry. This bed here, we've got down this end, I've got my second earlies, kestrel potatoes. Got all those in. You can see that they're all coming up pretty well. And then my first earlies, first 3 rows of epicure. They're looking really nice. It'll be time to earth those up, which is a case of just drawing the soil up. The next bed, we've got onions in. You can see they're all doing really well. 4 rows of onions. I've put some grow more on there just to get them going. The leeks are all looking pretty good as well. No, they're not leeks. Garlic. Garlic are looking pretty good. And down here, we've obviously got our radish. Not quite ready yet, the first 2 rows. I think we're on row 4. We've got 4 rows. So another week or so and then it'll be time. I managed to put some grass on top where I cut the grass. That's alright in this bed here, and I've started raking this one over so that I can put in some of the cabbages and the other stuff It's the middle of April, time to sow some seeds. I sow my sweet corn in a slightly different way. As you can see, I have a small ice cream container with a piece of tissue in the bottom. Then I take my sweet corn and just sprinkle them all over the bottom with a bit of space in between them. And then I make the tissue damp, a bit like sowing mustard and cress, like you did as a child. Then I place a lid on the top and the seed packet on the top. In a couple of days' time, I'll check them, and what I'm looking for is a little shoots coming out of the rehydrated seeds. As you can see, they're just starting to sprout, so this is a good time to plant them out before they get too big. Just got a small pot, put some compost in it, tamped it down gently, and then I just apply some water. And go back, pick up my seeds, just lay them gently on top. There we go. And then I just sprinkle that with compost to the top of the pot. There we go, that's a bit of a big lump. And then just gently tamp it down with another pot. Add some more water and obviously a label, and just got the other ones to do now. Just show you how all the seedlings are coming along. So we'll start here. I found some old cauliflower seeds, so I put those in. A bit of a mixed bag, but some of them are looking really good. The other ones here are leeks that I put into these pots here. A bit of a mixed bag there. I'm not sure if the seeds weren't very good. I'll when we come out of lockdown, I'll see if I can get another packet. I think we're supposed to be garden centre's supposed to be open, so I'll go and get some of those. I also put in some butternut squash, 3 butternut squash. They come up really nicely. Then in the previous video I showed how I chitted the sweet corn, and that's come up quite well. I think I've got about 12 there, so that'll be a nice block of sweet corn. And I've also got some summer cabbage. They've come up, about half of them. I can see that one at the back there. I must have put 2 seeds in there. So a job to do will be to prick one of those out and put it into one of the other empty cells. The other thing that's a bit of a mixed bag as well are runner beans. So you can see I put 2 runner beans in. One plant's gone absolutely mad and doing really well, and the other one's not shown. So I'll put another bean into that pot today and then see if we can get that going. 2 runner beans is enough for the family. This little bed here I've kept on raking, watering, and my spring onions can go in there. And then my runner beans I've put in a tripod, and at the bottom of each pole, even though I've got 2 plants, I did it on every pole, I've dug in some compost that I've got out of a few bins. So the allotment's progressing quite well as we're in May now. There's plants coming along that'll be good to get in, and I'll see you soon.